Haunting of Selene, Episode 3, Hecate, presented by Misfits Audio Productions.
Do you think the Kraken's gone?
Do you fancy opening the hatch to find out?
I haven't heard anything in a few hours, but I take your point.
Perhaps there is a servant's access to the next deck. My home has a special staircase for them so that they do not mingle with guests or the family.
Ugh, seriously?
Capital idea, Miss Howard.
Why are there so many gears sticking out?
Take care of what you touch. Some of this piping may be boiling hot.
Over here! I do believe I found it!
Quite observant. This hatch is much smaller, perhaps for maintenance crews.
Seems clear. Wow, we've been down here a while. I can see sunlight.
I believe this is deck R, where the salons and restaurants are located.
More than one?
Of course. One cannot expect first and second class to dine together.
Perish the thought.
Shh! The monster could return.
This must be one of the dining areas. Look at those tables. Is that gold leaf?
We aren't alone.
That's just an old gramophone. It must be stuck. Here.
I mean, who set the sideboard? Those eggs didn't fry themselves.
Scrummy!
Wait, how do we know it's safe? This could be a trap.
Yes, the giant octopus cooked us breakfast. Stop hogging the bacon, Alistair.
Don't you find it a trifle odd that we were just thinking about how hungry we were and this appears out of thin air?
It tastes real enough.
Sit down. Your pacing is making me nervous. Have some smoked salmon and what is this? Yes. Watercress with a hint of blackcurrant. Quite the combination.
No! You are both being foolish. Don't you remember the story of Persephone? She ate the food of the underworld and could never leave.
Yes, she could. Her mum made such a fuss that Hades allowed Persephone to return home for half the year. Pass the marmalade, would you?
Not to mention Hecate came and went whenever she wanted to, and...
I didn't turn it back on.
Nobody move. Where's the salt?
I see none on the tables.
Kitchen! Now!
Got it.
What? Was that a ghost? Why are you shaking salt across the doorway?
We'd better cover our bases. Alistair, look for rosemary, cloves, and ash from a grate.
I understand that our meal was interrupted, but is now the time to start cooking?
Just trust me on this.
Are we going to die?
Not on my watch. Ida, is that rosemary behind you? Set it behind the salt. We'll need to charge everything together. There isn't time for a lengthy ritual.
Found the cloves.
And fortunately, the remains of the fire in the stove and some red pepper. Please stand back.
She's gone mad.
I'm not sure this will work, but here goes. Oh, wait, we need garlic.
Seriously?
Is it a vampire?
Got it. All right. Now we're ready. Hecate, Marleigh, Phosphorus, I call to you from a crossroads for protection. Hecate, Amphiphon, Sotera, I call to you from a crossroads for protection. Hecate, Selene, Perseus, I call to you from a crossroad for protection. I, Jennifer Wilson, give thanks.
Great Scott, you're a bloody witch!
Don't be so melodramatic.
I'm not the one chanting.
Well, I don't care how she did it. The ghost is gone. Did you see it? Her hair was pure white. She was glowing, and those eyes. Who knows what that thing would have done if it got in?
Technically that wasn't a spirit. Something was wrong with it.
Oh, really? What gave that away? The bloodshot eyes or razor-sharp teeth?
I mean, if we can figure out what it is, that will keep us safer. Weird that we haven't seen it before.
Perhaps it only haunts this deck of the ship.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but spirits aren't tied to places. There are no haunted houses, although there are locations that spirits happen to enjoy hanging out in, like a hip club downtown.
Or maybe this is all explainable by science, and that thing isn't a ghost at all.
It showed up right after we started talking about the underworld. What more proof do you need?
Coincidence.
I overheard you talking earlier about throwing salt water on a mirror to escape. I say we try it now, if there's any left. I for one don't fancy standing around waiting for the next nightmare to attack.
Indeed, although I do not see a mirror in this galley.
Not a problem. I still have my handheld one that my future fiancé gave to me.
You don't sound thrilled about that.
Don't be daft. Now, will there be more chanting involved?
No! This time we will be experimenting my way to measure our success. I'm not fond of witches, to be frank, and I for one wish to return home. Yes, it was 2 parts saline, 1 part water. Trial number 1.
It's not glowing.
Maybe it needs to be one of us at a time. You stand there and the rest of us across the room.
Trial 2. Not to worry, we'll find the right combination. It's only a matter of time. Let us attempt with 1 part salt, 2 parts water. Trial number 142.
We're wasting ingredients. And obviously this isn't working. It's almost dark out again.
There must be a variable that I'm missing.
Have you noticed that every cabin on this ship has depictions of the same group of Greek heroes?
Yes. From the various scenes, I am convinced that it is Odysseus and his crew. Look at this tiling with them turning into pigs, then back into men.
Maybe it's just decor. We're on the RMS Selene. I saw it painted on the life rafts.
Odd.
All I know is if the octopus returns, it will take 10 seconds for it to tear through that wooden door and...
Ooh! It's Scylla!
I don't think it's silly at all. We're probably going to be eaten.
She means the creature that Odysseus encounters, the sea monster, and that is fictional. I admit our situation is unusual, but we need not throw aside centuries of progress for the wild conclusion we're trapped in the middle of Greek mythology.
It would explain a few things.
I say we make a dash for the boiler room, unless we want to continue this discussion from a monster's stomach.
No argument here.
Good thing that hatch was nearby. I could barely see in the dark.
Wait. Are you propounding that the creature...
Scylla!
The creature only comes out at night?
Yes, and that gives us an advantage.
You have been listening to Haunting of Selene, written by Alexa Chipman, post-production by Jake Lewsey, featuring the voice talent of Mark Kalita as Hades, Marleigh Norton as Jennifer Wilson, David Maciver as Dr. Alistair Compton, Natalie Beran as Ida Howard, and Alexa Chipman as The Monster. Music by Kevin MacLeod. This audio production is released under a Creative Commons No Derivatives license in 2020 from misfitsaudio.com.